I have decided to do my project today on empathy and its importance within relationships. We have spent our class time focusing on the definition of empathy and how we can interpret it to better understand and improve our empathic skills. The definition of empathy, provided by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is that empathy is the action of understanding, being aware of, being sensitive to, and vicariously experiencing the feelings, thoughts, and experience of another of either the past or present without having the feelings, thoughts, and experience fully communicated in an objectively explicit manner. This can be in your normal conversations you have throughout the day and also in other circumstances, like these examples listed: broken relationships, winning awards, or losing someone. These all involve having a sense of emotion that we can, if we do empathy, we can put ourselves into their perspective. So now, how can applying empathy to relationships be helpful? Epley, Steffel, and Eyal did a study where they took 25 experiment testers and tried to understand how to gain interpersonal understanding through perspective taking. With this study, they didn't find any significant findings, but they did correlate how interpersonal understanding could be improved with becoming more empathic for another person. And this study also helped us understand we should think more critically about another person's feelings rather than trying to assume how they feel. This can be vital in healthy relationships because we should listen and understand a better perspective of the other person before we assume we know how they feel. Another way improving empathy could be helpful to relationships is through the example of Mr. Rogers. He was able to focus on the good rather than the bad. Mr. Rogers was a perfect example of that in his shows. He was able to talk to kids and show them the good rather than the bad, and show them the goodness of the world. In the videos from week 8, he focuses on a boy in the wheelchair, Jeff, but rather than focusing on any disabilities, he focuses on things he could do in a positive way. He was always a good listener and was able to show people he cared about what they had to say. He made sure to make others feel valued. He always took the time to understand the perspective and make each moment positive. I believe that empathy plays a crucial role in better understanding your relationship with others, and it can also be a way to improve your relationship. Relationships are built off of understanding and trust being the most valuable of the two. Without having trust, you cannot have a stable relationship or be willing to take perspective of the situation. With empathy, trust can be gained, and you can create a stable relationship by just changing how you think or speak or listen. Many relationships have an empathy deficit, where they cannot see eye to eye in perspective. By changing this empathy deficit, it can better your relationship and allow for a better line of communication. Research shows that displaying empathy with romantic partners can lead to greater connectedness and more fulfilling relationships. In a study published in the Journal of Family Psychology in 2012, researchers found that partners' relationship satisfaction increased when they perceived that their partner was making an effort to read what they were thinking and feeling regardless of the level of accuracy. On the flip side, a lack of empathy can make a relationship feel it lacks intimacy and connection. By showing that you're willing to be more understanding and willing to listen, your relationship could flourish. It could be draining to feel that your partner always interrupts to give their side of the stories rather than listening to yours, so changing that could prevent more arguments. This scenario can also be a way of showing that you care by taking the time to actively listen and reflect on what someone says. Empathic listening is also another way to improve relationships. Listening is probably the most important part of any relationship. We read in the book at the end of the semester how he stared at others constantly to try to better understand their feelings and to take their perspective. By allowing yourself to look directly at the other person with eye contact, you will feel more of a connection and a better ability to really step into their shoes and understand. By using different words, you can also better improve your relationship. This can be helpful because by using we, you are telling your partner that they will not be alone in this situation. Maya Angelou said, "I think we all have empathy, we all might not have the courage to display it. The display of empathy can change everyday life with how others view you and the way you treat them.